Welcome back. Today's adventure brings us looking for Nevada State historical markers numbers 106 to 110. After leaving marker 105, we will now travel east along Interstate 80 towards Elko. Once in Elko, we find ourselves on Idaho Street at Main City Park. Right next door to the Northeastern Nevada Museum is where we will discover our first marker in this series. Marker number 106, Elko. Elko. On December 29, 1868, representatives of the Central Pacific Railroad started laying out lots for the future town of Elko. By 1870, the thriving town had 5,000 people. There was an immense volume of freight and passenger traffic over the stage line roads north and south from the railhead at Elko to mining areas. The University of Nevada was located in Elko in 1874 and remained here until 1885 when it moved to Reno. By the early 1870s, Elko became the marketing and economic center for northeastern Nevada's range livestock empire. In the 1870s and 1880s, great ranching principalities were built on Elko County's vast rangelands. These ranches were ruled over by such powerful and colorful cattle kings as L.R. Broadhorns Bradley, Nevada's second governor and first cowboy governor, the French Garat family, the Spanish Altudes, and John Sparks, governor of Nevada in early years of the 20th century. Elko remains the economic hub of Nevada's greatest range area. At the same time, it has also become a recreation tourism center in northeast Nevada and home to the international famous Cowboy Poetry Festival. Nevada State Historical Marker number 106. About 2 miles away and located on Murray Way is the Elko City Airport. Situated near the main terminal building is our next marker. Marker number 107, Elko Airport. Elko Airport. On April 6, 1926, Varney Airlines pilot Leon Cuddeback carried one bag of mail and landed his tiny Curtiss Swallow biplane at Elko, Nevada, completing the first scheduled air mail run in the United States. The single-engine 90-horsepower aircraft had taken off from Pasco, Washington, stopped in Boise, Idaho for fuel and mail, and then completed the 460-mile flight to Elko. The Varney contract was awarded October 27, 1925, at a rate of 8 cents an ounce. Varney sold to Boeing, which merged with United Airlines, in 1931. Nevada State Historical Marker, number 107. Let's turn around and head back to the Northeastern Nevada Museum. In front of the main entrance to the museum is an old wooden structure. Here we will find our next marker, marker number 108, Ruby Valley Pony Express Station. Ruby Valley Pony Express Station. This small building was originally located 60 miles to the south, where it served the Pony Express from 1860 to 1861. It was moved to this location in 1960. Nevada State Historical Marker, number 108. Now, we need to travel south on State Route 227 towards Spring Creek and Lamoille. After passing Spring Creek and continuing towards Lamoille, we come to our next marker. Located on the corner of State Route 227 and Clubhouse Lane is marker number 109, Lamoille Valley. Lamoille Valley. Because heavy use denuded the grass from the main Fort Hall route of the California Immigrant Trail along the Humboldt River, many immigrants left the river near Star Valley. They skirted the East Humboldt Range and the Ruby Mountains along the Shoshone Indian Path, rested their livestock in Lamoille Valley, and returned to the Humboldt River. John Walker and Thomas Waterman first settled the area in 1865. Waterman named the valley after his native Vermont. In 1868, Walker erected the Cottonwood Hotel, store, and blacksmith shop in the valley, and the settlement became known as the Crossroads. Here, wagons were repaired and food and supplies could be obtained. The original buildings and the more recent 20-bedroom Lamoille Hotel, Creamery, Flour Mill, and Dance Hall are gone. Nevada State Historical Marker, number 109. Let's head southwest 242 miles to Churchill County. At the junction of US 50 and State Route 722, we will need to travel east for almost 4.5 miles to the site of Eastgate. Before you get to Buffalo Creek, you will find our next marker, marker number 110, Wagon Jack Shelter. Wagon Jack Shelter. The base of this cliff is the site of Wagon Jack Shelter, excavated in 1858 by Robert F. Heiser and Martin A. Baumhoff through the University of California, Berkeley. The archaeologists named the shelter in honor of Wagon Jack, a western Shoshone Indian who may have camped here while working at the Eastgate Ranch around 1900. Wagon Jack was purportedly a rabbit boss, leader of communal jackrabbit drives in neighboring Smith Creek Valley. A curved wall formerly extended from the cliff face and probably represented the perimeter of a prehistoric brush-covered shelter. A variety of chipped stone projectile point styles were recovered from this site, reflecting a succession of prehistoric cultures. Eastgate series arrow points were first described from these Eastgate archaeological sites. Bones of bighorn sheep dominated the animal remains, accompanied by a few deer and pronghorn bones. 4 stone tools or fragments of tools were associated with grinding seeds, pine nuts, and other dried foods. A radiocarbon date from the bottom of this site indicates occupation beginning around 3,150 years ago. Nevada State Historical Marker number 110.